Hey everybody, it's Chuck Barone. Monday, September the 18th, 2023. Another crazy week in this crazy ass world we're living in, man. But this week, a big one, because we got the Federal Reserve meeting, and that always makes things extra special. So we'll see what St. Jerome has to say for himself and his friends this week. But before I get rolling, as always, let me welcome everybody to the show. Thank you guys for your support. You guys showing up every day, watching these videos, it keeps us going, man. We appreciate you guys and all you do for us. All right, so let's talk about these markets today. We know that tomorrow the Fed meeting will start, and on Wednesday they'll come out with their decision on what they're going to do about interest rates. Obviously, that is the news of the week, man. The market holding its breath, waiting for that news. So I really don't think there's going to be very much activity in these markets today and tomorrow, with the Fed waiting and everybody waiting to see what the Fed's going to do, and not even what they're going to do so much as what they're going to say, right? So the markets today basically flat. The Dow up 6 points, 34,624 on the Dow. The S&P up 13 points, 4,453 for the S&P. The NASDAQ up 1 point, 13,710 on the NASDAQ. So basically a nothing burger for the stock market today. Stock market holding its breath, waiting to see what happens. The market's already placed its bets on what's going to happen. So now they're just waiting to see if they got winners or losers. The bond market today was not much happening in the bond market either. The 10-year basically sitting unchanged today. 4.32%. The 2-year jumps ekes up 2 basis points, sitting at 5.05%. So not much happening in the stocks, not much happening in bonds, not much happening really anywhere in these markets except for oil today. The dollar, down very small, still sitting above 105 on the index though. Metals today, as the dollar kind of moving sideways. Metals get a little bit of a gain in today. Gold up $9.30, $1,933.40 for an ounce of gold. Silver up 20 cents, $23.23 for an ounce of silver. So metals doing what they're supposed to do with a weaker dollar. Now oil, man, that oil is just rocketing higher, won't stop. Up another $1.57 today. $92.34 for a barrel of West Texas Intermediate. Brent's even higher. Looks like we're heading toward $100 friggin' oil. And that just sucks, because it's going to throw a giant wrench into everything. Especially me filling my tank. God, man, I had to pay, I have to use premium gas in my car. So I had to pay $4.69 the other day. I can't wait till the next time I fill up to see what it is, because these companies can't wait to raise prices, right? The second oil goes up, gas prices go up with it. Oil prices come down, the gas doesn't come down quite as fast as it goes up. So I'm ready for a big shock at the pumps. Bitcoin today up $304, 26,784 for Bitcoin. A nice move, man. It was down around 25,000, rallying up. So Bitcoin holding its own in spite of all the negative news about cryptos and a lot of big loss of momentum, still holding value pretty fairly. All right, so as we do every Monday, let's talk about what we got coming up this week, what we can expect as far as data and how it might affect these markets. Today, nothing burger, nothing happening today. And as a result, no data, no real activity in these markets. Tomorrow, the Fed meeting starts, so all the geniuses will gather around the table to think deep thoughts and help save the world and the economy. We'll see where that goes. We'll also get some construction information tomorrow. We'll get building permits, which are expected to be up. We'll get housing starts, which are expected to be down. Real estate's a mixed bag right now, guys. I mean, builders are having their way, because there's no existing housing, for sale right now. So builders having fun, but now all of a sudden people getting this, 7% plus mortgage rates, people just stopping now, not wanting to do it, and housing starts down. On Wednesday, we'll get the Fed decision, and that's going to be the news of the week, guys. What's the Fed going to do at this meeting, and will they give any real forward guidance, or will it just be, steering a ship by the stars on a cloudy night kind of bullshit again? It'll be interesting. Also on Wednesday, we'll get the mortgage bankers index, which is expected to be down. On Thursday, the market should be really digesting everything the Fed comes out. Well, I'm sure we'll get some information about what the Fed discussed. On Thursday, we'll also get, of course, always every Thursday, jobless claims. Expected to come in at 225,000 this week, up from 220. Still a strong jobs number, though. Deficit information, which is expected to be pretty friggin' ugly. We'll get existing home sales, which are expected to be down pretty dramatically because there's no existing homes for sale. We'll get leading indicators, which are expected to be down. And we'll get the Philly Fed survey, which is also expected to be down. So Thursday is going to be not a great day for the markets, especially with the markets. Well, I don't know, man. Maybe it'll be a good day because lately the markets have been taking good news like bad news and bad news like good news because everything only relates to the Fed and interest rates. So maybe all this negative stuff the markets will react positive to it. But I tell you guys right now, everything is all about Wednesday and the Fed. And then Friday, they'll close the week out with no data. The market will still be going crazy over Wednesday and Thursday's data. I can't wait to see what happens, guys. It's just going to be fascinating. The Fed, I think they're now, there's still everybody talking about this perfect soft landing. It's just, guys, don't bank on that, okay? I think there's going to come a point, and I've been talking about it on the show for a long, long time, where the Fed's going to meet that fork in the road, man. And they're going to have to decide which is more important to them, fighting inflation or saving the economy. Because with all these rosy numbers coming out, the economy cannot function much longer on these higher rates, man. It just can't. People maxing out credit cards, I can't wait to see the bankruptcy rate jump because it's going to, man. People can't pay 25% on thousands and thousands of dollars in credit card payments. They don't. People now, defaults going up, not only in credit cards, but cars. Also, foreclosures on the rise. In real estate is so upside down. I'm going to talk about that here in a little bit. Just everything it just seems like there's a big negative wave coming our way, and we're oblivious to it, like humming along, sitting on the beach, like, well, that wave we see out there in the distance, that can't possibly crash on our heads, right? The whole world's going to go into recession except us, right? I guess these guys looking through the world with rose-colored glasses, man. So we'll see where it goes. The data is going to be important this week. Like I said, today and tomorrow is going to be quiet. But starting on Wednesday, the fireworks show will start. All right, so let's talk about a few things before we run today. Oil, man, guys, I got a bad feeling about oil here. I was reading some articles. They're talking about oil 100 per barrel, like flying up there any minute now. Prices up nearly 30% since the end of July, man. Since July. Now, it's crazy, man. Rising oil prices. Gas prices go right up with it. Now the average is $3.88 for a gallon of regular gas across the country. Places like Nevada and California significantly higher, thank you. They're blaming it on supply issues. The Russians and the Saudis. They're talking about the economy is still super strong, so the demand is there. I don't know, guys. What happens now to the Fed's inflation picture? What happens there? Gas jumps, oil jumps, everything jumps with it, man. Everything in this country gets transportation of some kind. So now everything's going to start going up again. The inflation numbers, I'm guessing, are going to start skewing higher. So what happens now? What's the Fed going to do with that? They've already been glossing over the fact that the top line inflation went from 3 to 3.7 over the last couple of months. They're making that into good news somehow. Well, now what? And nothing pisses off consumers like high gas prices. Now, we know we got an election year coming, right? It's just going to be fun to watch all this stuff. And I got to see, really, if the Fed's got the balls to do their number one mandate, which is to fight inflation. I got to see if they got the stones for it. Oil, going to be a big indicator. Housing news. Guys, housing, all of a sudden, builders now, who've had it their own way going for a while since there's no existing housing, now they're turning negative. Builder sentiment collapses to 45 on the index. Anything below 50 negative. It was high 7 months in a row of good numbers. Now builders feeling like the end is near, blaming it on high interest rates. Buyers starting to cancel contracts like crazy. 16% of written contracts for real estate were canceled in August. That's a really high number, man. Typically, the only reason a real estate contract is going to cancel is because something's wrong with the house they're buying, or there's an appraisal issue or an inspection issue, not because of financing. So we got to see what this leads to. I mean, construction is a big driver in this economy. Now that they start laying everybody off, well, it's going to be fascinating, man. So we know right now the market's betting odds no increase at the Fed meeting this week. Market basically says 0% chance that the Fed raises rates this week. I don't know, man. I really believe, like, if I was a Fed governor and I was looking at the data that we're looking at, that we talk about on this show every day, I would be voting in favor of a 1/4 point increase this month. I don't really see any kind of real percentage in the Fed waiting to get more bad news to raise rates. We know inflation numbers are moving up. We know now oil flying up, right? We know gasoline to follow and everything that's transported in this country to follow. So why on earth would the Fed wait for the bad news? Why not just get out in front of it now? Show the market they're serious about fighting this inflation. I don't know, guys. What do you guys think? I mean, you think the Fed's got the balls to raise rates this week? The market says absolutely 0 chance. I don't know, man. It seems to me like with inflation trending higher, the data we're going to get this week, employment's still hot. The soft landing scenario they keep talking about. The economy numbers, economic numbers still looking good. GDP now tracker saying still over 4% in the third quarter. Growth, that is. So, the economy is still warm enough to give the Fed a reason to raise rates. Inflation moving higher is a reason to raise rates. What's the big benefit to the Fed to wait until November to raise rates? They want to see if a 4 or 4.5 on the top line before they raise rates again? Anyway, guys, that's it for the day. Tomorrow's another day. Now, tomorrow will be a quiet day, but we'll have a little bit of data. We'll see what happens in these markets because there's always room for the big surprise, right? We'll be here to bring you guys the news you need. We should be making videos every day this week. Yeah, I won't be doing any traveling. And I look forward to seeing the results of some of this stuff as it comes. Anyway, that's it for the day, guys. As always, we appreciate your support. If you like what you're hearing, please hit the like button. It changes YouTube's algorithms around, gets our video in front of a few more people, helps us get more views. Hit me up in the questions, your comments. And we'll be back tomorrow to bring you the news you need. Until then, guys, take care. Thanks.